that's hard. Staying right where you are is also hard. And so I want you to ask yourself, like, the thing that's weighing you down right now, do you actually want to change? If the answer is no, you probably don't want to listen to the rest of the podcast because it's probably not going to be valuable. But if the answer is yes, and you're like, yes, I want to change this thing. I want to get the weights off my shoulders. I want to feel more peace. I want to feel more calm. I want to feel excited and having fun in my business again, or even in my life again, then this is the next step for you. Welcome back to the Life and Business Podcast. I'm your host, Sue Bravo. This is the podcast where we share stories and strategies to help you to live life well by doing business better, counterculturally, simply, in a way that doesn't cause overwhelm and burnout, a way that helps you build a business that allows you to live the life that you've been dreaming of. So for this episode, I want to talk about creating a business that you love. And I think oftentimes, when my little spiel for when I introduce the podcast is like helping you live or create a counterculture business. And on a coaching call today with a client, I felt like that was the perfect example of, she had this offer with another person. It's like two people working on one offer, but she just didn't love it. She just felt like the connection was off, all of those things. Like basically she didn't love that offer. And I could tell, we're only in our third coaching call, but I could like just feel it. I could just tell that she wasn't fully in love with it. And that goes back to the episode where I'm talking about, like, you have to really believe in the thing you're offering in order to show up and sell it again and again with consistency and with conviction of like, people need this. And so I knew that she didn't really love her offer. And so it was so interesting. She actually brought it up first, and then we coached on it. And then we talked about like what offer she would love. And a concept that I teach my clients is like having the simple offer that you love, right? Creating the right offer that you really enjoy and love and want to put out into the world. Because again, if you love your offer, you're going to put out into the world. And the reason why I'm bringing it up in this podcast is I feel like right around the third coaching call, all of my clients feel like there's this weight that's lifted off their shoulders. I was telling her this because she literally said those words. She's like, I feel like the weights are just lifted off my shoulders. And I think like I take a deep breath. I'm like, wow, what a privilege it is to help people experience this transformation and make these decisions for their lives, for themselves. Because like she could come to all the coaching calls, right? My clients can come to every single coaching call and they could just choose not to listen, right? That's okay too. They could choose not to listen. They could choose not to do those things. They could choose not to change their life, to listen to the advice or the feedback or the coaching. They could choose all of that. But like being so selfish for a second, I was like, what a privilege it is to walk these clients through decision making and them landing on an offer that they absolutely love, that they're excited about, that I know they're going to have fun actually selling and putting it out into the world, because now they feel like there's no pressure in selling it because they actually love it and enjoy it, and they don't feel like any negative emotions are attached to it. And so I think this is for you right now when you're thinking about what is causing the weights on your shoulders. Most of the times we actually know what that is. Like, I really want you to think about, if I'm feeling pressure, if I'm feeling anxious, if I'm feeling stressed about something in my life or my business, we usually know what that is, right? We usually know. So I just want you to take your best guess, your best hypothesis as to what's on your shoulders right now. And I really just want to walk you through a super simple, super quick kind of decision-making process. And I want you to just decide for yourself, like, what can I change or do? Actually, question number one, do I want to change this thing? Because that was the first question I asked her. I was like, hey, evaluate this. Like, do you want to change your offer or do you want to keep this, right? And so step number one is like, do you want to change the thing that's causing you stress and anxiety and overwhelm and burnout? You have to decide that for yourself. Because I even literally said to her, I was like, this might require you burning down your entire business that you've built for the past year or however long she's had this offer and building a new one. Both are hard. Burning down your business, building a new one, that's hard. Staying right where you are is also hard. And so I want you to ask yourself, like, the thing that's weighing you down right now, do you actually want to change? If the answer is no, you probably don't want to listen to the rest of the podcast because it's probably not going to be valuable. But if the answer is yes, and you're like, yes, I want to change this thing. I want to get the weights off my shoulders. I want to feel more peace. I want to feel more calm. I want to feel excited and having fun in my business again, or even in my life again, then this is the next step for you, right? Step 2 is deciding, okay? We want to keep it super simple. I'm thinking about like the process that I brought her through. Was step number 2. So what do you want to do to change that circumstance, to change the thing that's causing the pressure and the overwhelm and the stress? What do you actually want to do? Step number 3, do that, right? So simple. She decided she doesn't want to have that offer anymore, right? So she made a decision to change it. Step number 2, she decided on a new offer that you could just tell she was so excited about. And I'm so excited for her because now like you can just feel a shift when you make that decision. And 3, we made a plan, like a super simple strategic plan for her to just get it out into the world. And so I think about you, and I want you to think about your business, your life, the one thing that you want to take off your shoulders to feel less pressure, really spend the time, evaluate that, and make those decisions. Make the decision to change. I can't tell you to change it. You have to decide that for yourself. Just like her, she could have came in and been like, no, I don't want to change it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep doing the hard, and that's okay. 1, make a decision to change. 2, decide what you want to change. 3, do it. Do the thing. And if for some reason you have decided to change, you decided what you want to change, and it's really hard for you to show up, this is usually what we do in my coaching is like we create a super simple strategy, a super simple plan. And so I want you to just create a super simple plan of like, if you just did these like 3 to 5 things, it would guarantee that you created this result. Most of the time, we're like, I got to do a whole checklist of 100 different things. I got to build a funnel. I got to build a podcast. And then I got to funnel those people from my podcast to my funnel and make them watch my masterclass and then do X, Y, Z. Like we think about like a million things that we could do. But it's like, if I only did these very few things, it would guarantee my success. I want you to ask yourself that question, okay? Sure, write down all the things that your brain is telling you what to do. And then maybe cross off everything that you're like, if I didn't do this thing, I could still create the result that I'm looking for. I could still change this thing. I could still remove the pressure and the weights off my shoulders if I crossed off these things and I only did those. Because it's going to be really important for you to create a super simple strategy for you to execute on. Because your brain is already going to be doing so much of like the legwork of the mindset of like reminding yourself and convincing yourself like this is the new way and it's hard, but it's going to be so rewarding. That you want your steps to be as simple as possible. And so with that, of course, I'm going to invite you, if you want support in changing your life, just feeling more calm and more peace and more fun and excited in your business, I'd love to invite you to work with me inside of my private coaching program. If you've listened to my podcast, you already know, check the show notes for the consultation link. I'd love to chat with you about your life goals, your business goals, your big dreams, even the like the secret dreams that are like just hidden inside of your heart. Let's chat. You can book a consultation with the link in the show notes or the YouTube, podcast, the YouTube video description.